Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about the scoring criteria for the Duolingo English test. So many of you guys are asking me this question, that how can we improve our Duolingo English test scores? So you must watch these two videos of mine for that purpose. But today I'm going to explain the scoring criteria, and the reason why you have to watch this video all the way till the end and also pay attention to the scoring criteria is because you have to keep in mind that if you are getting scores in Duolingo English test, then these are the things that the examiners look for in your test, and these are the ways uh, through which your test is scored. So these are the rules, and you have to keep them in mind for every answer that you are giving in your Duolingo English test. So let's go. I have searched for this and gathered 8 scoring criterias uh, on which the Duolingo English test are scored. So number one is grammatical accuracy, which means that the correctness of your grammar. So if you're this is especially applied in your speaking and writing samples. So your grammar is checked if you are using the correct form of the verb with the correct pronoun, if you're using the correct form of the sentence, the tense, and all those. So the first one is the grammatical accuracy. If you're using the passive voice, are you using it the correct way or not? If you're using any sort of tense, so do you particularly use the correct tense for that particular time or not? So this is what the grammatical accuracy means. Number two is grammatical complexity, which means the level of your grammar. So as I have mentioned this in my previous videos as well, that you have to use advanced grammar in order to get better or higher marks. And that's why in the scoring criteria of Duolingo English test, grammatical complexity plays a vital role. So you have to, instead of using the active voice, you have to use the passive voice. Instead of using normal sentences, you have or simple sentences, you have to use complex compound sentences. You have to use the what do we say? You have to use the high level of grammar, which is conditional clauses, noun clauses, the subject verb agreement, and all of those. Number three is lexical sophistication, which means the level of your vocabulary. So here you have, instead of using simple basic words, you have to use advanced verbs vocabulary. And that's why if you want to get high scores, then of course you must use advanced vocabulary in order to get those scores, because this is in the scoring criteria for Duolingo English test. Another number four is lexical diversity. Here you should not repeat one word again and again in your answers. So you have to change your words, you have to be diverse when it comes to using vocabulary, and you have to use the if you okay so if you want to use one word again, so instead of using the same word, you have to use the alternatives for that word. So this is called the lexical diversity. Number five is task relevance, and this means that sometimes in the speaking questions or the writing questions, all you have to do is to keep in mind to answer the question as it is asked. If they are asking for your opinion, you should give your opinion. If they're asking for some specific details on that matter, you have to provide those details, but you have to be your answer must be relevant to the question, and that is why it plays a vital role. If you want to get high scores, you have to your answers must be relevant to the questions. Point number six is fluency. Of course, your fluency, your pronunciation, your speaking, and you have to be fluent enough in order to get high scores. Point number seven is pronunciation. So especially in your speaking questions, your pronunciation is checked whether you are pronouncing the words the correct way or not, and that's why you have to work on your pronunciations in order to get high scores in your speaking. And point number eight is speed for speaking questions. And what I mean from the speed is actually when you were answering questions on the speaking on the speaking questions, then uh, there you have to keep in mind that if you're taking too many pauses while answering, then it will reduce some sort of marks. So you have to be smooth enough and you have to answer the questions smoothly, so there shouldn't be any sort of pauses. And one reason why my speaking scores were like 5 or 10 scores of my speaking were reduced was I was taking so many pauses. And you can check my speaking video from my actual Duolingo English test. And so the only problem I was having was taking too many pauses. So you have to work on that, and it plays a very important role while getting high scores on Duolingo English test. So those were the 8 points that play a vital role and the scoring criteria for Duolingo English test. Keep them in mind and be sure to subscribe our channel right now. Check out us on Instagram, and if you want to watch more videos about the Duolingo English test, head out to our channel, go and watch those videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.